Walton on the tackle for the Panthers.
That's Holtman.
Holtman.
Don't you ever say anything about my writing. If you can't read Bill Knox's writing, meticulous Bill, we call him.
He is meticulous. We like it that
You know, we talked about the kicking game last week. Fabian Porter last week handled every punt flawlessly, returned some of them for good yardage, and that time you saw that he didn't have much room, but he did get upfield and get the Vikings good field position.
5:44 left here in the first period. No score in the game. The Vikings playing host to Milton in a cool, breezy night here. Timeout on the field. This would be a water break. Is that correct?
A water break. And a cool night tonight. Last week, you should have been here, Alan. It was heated. The Viking defense was on the field so much last week that their intensity were sapped just a little bit in the half. I thought they sucked it up pretty good myself, but they were telling me that they never got the color back in John Townsend's face. They said he was white as a sheet, and they were trying to get him back. And near the end of the game, they were still playing hard. But I know that conditioning was tough last week because it was very hot and very, I guess, what do you call it? Humidity?
Yeah,
Humid.
I found out they have that in Iowa too. I was up in Iowa at my brother's wedding last weekend. An ex-Viking, Dale Winslet.
Your brother's wedding?
My brother's wedding. It's taking the pressure off the rest of us. We certainly appreciate it. 5:44 left here in the first period. Vikings 1st and 10. Roberts on the carry on the outside. Turns it up 2 yards maybe to the 42. Tackled and dragged down that time. Looked like there, number 55, Derek Furshner for the Panthers.
There you saw the attempt to get Drew Roberts on the outside. They run what they call a loaded option. They have a lead back that kicks out the potential pitch man. They try to get Drew in that little seam there going downhill. And they got to try that. Drew Roberts is going to be their best offensive player. They got to try to get him.
Roberts. Keeper on the outside. Good move. Good blocking. Turns it up. Spins. Turns to the 45-yard line. Excellent running that time by the senior quarterback. They'll spot it. Looks like at the 45, Wendell. Bring up a 3rd and 5. Look like Greg Allen there on the tackle for the Milton Panthers.
And if Greg Allen's name sounds familiar, yes, he is the son. That's how old I am. Because I have done football games where his daddy played for Milton. That's how long I've been here.
Kuvion limping off the field here. That is a long time. Where did Greg Allen play? I don't even remember. Yeah, right.
Gainesville?
Yeah, right. Good pass. Excellent throw in and out of the hands. The ball intended for Daniel Reed. Boy, I tell you what, Wendell, that was an excellent throw. And that's out of the rounds.
That's another thing the Vikings want to do. They want to throw the 3-step drop, little look-ins, but Drew's got to get that ball. You aim that ball at the belt. You can't let your wide out stretch out. You got to throw the ball in his belly button. And
Bobby Robinson back to punt. Hits him another one, turns over. Excellent high punt. Fair catch again there by the Milton Panthers at the 22 this time. That guy can just sit around that 20-yard line. Looked like Jason Collins there, fair catch. He's moving up 1 yard. Last time at the 21, this time at the 22.
Now, we talked about how long the coach, Carl Madden's been coaching. 42 years. He's 67 years old. He's won 100 games, lost 35. That's not bad.
That's pretty darn good.
And he's won 3 state championships. One at Tate 1980, Pine Forest in 87 and 88. And at Milton, he's 51 and 23 with 5 playoff appearances.
1st and 10, a little confusion in the backfield. That time of the give. Daniel Stover chased down. Looked like, yeah, there's your boy, Troy McLean, chases him down, pulls him down for a loss.
Troy McLean is quick to the football. And one of the things they talked about their defense last week is they really ran to the football real well. The Vikings do a good job. They're sound defensively. Like I say, the only thing they have to worry about on their defense, of course, is those simple mistakes that sometimes get you beat. A broken coverage last week a couple of times hurt them, but they're going to get better.
The give that time, number 11, a little breakaway. Good play that time by the Panthers. Peyton Jones on the carry. Looked like Anthony McKinney on the tackle.
Good tackle by Anthony, too. Boy, he hunted him up. Good tackle.
Tell you what, they're not running short of players over on that Milton side.
No, in my John O'Connor's list he gave, he had a starting back, and they had run in 4 running backs. Count them: Allen, Jackson, Jones, and Broxton, besides Stover, Shooter, and Archie, and they play all of them.
Archie to call signals. This time, once again, Jones runs into a wall of red out there. Looks like McKinney leading the way. No gain. Good pursuit there by the Vikings. Line up that defense for me there, Wendell.
Our defense?
Yes, sir.
Well, we have Britt and J.R. Grant at defensive end. Donatelli's the nose guard. Waylon Cotton at tackle. Sims, Townsend, and McLean are the linebackers. Rose, McKinney the corner. Javarius Walker and Porter are the corners, and McKinney and Thaddeus Rose are the safeties.
14 people on defense. We like it. Second and long here.
What?
Did you call 14 names? Another quarterback looking for some trouble there, finding it easily. Keith Cone.
I don't think I've seen a Carl Madison coach team where the backs on 2 plays have gone the wrong way, but that's the second time it's happened to them tonight.
They've run 3 quarterbacks in this game already.
Well, here comes a fresh crew of running backs. But that shouldn't bother the Vikings. They had their conditioning last week in the heat. Tonight, they are to hang in there.
I don't think I've ever seen a team with 3 quarterbacks in the first quarter. Cone this time. Split backs, 3rd and 10 from the ball from the 34. Cone drops the pass. Through the middle, complete. Big receiver that time, number 40. Looked like Tyrone Satterfield. 6'3", 300 pounds, Wendell. Whew. And Fabian Porter on the tackle.
Well, he gives new meaning to the term crossing pattern, which is what he ran from his tight end position, a crossing pattern. And I think who'd he run into?
Fabian Porter. Fabian just grabbed a leg and hung on.
Well, I think it was by accident.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Big hit that time. Troy McLean stuck his head in there. Pick up a 2, but boy, he paid for it.
Was that Tyrone Satterfield in the back then? Or no, number 4, Jared Andrews.
Number 4.
Well, we mentioned the offensive line of Milton. They had this Nathan Stevens. He's at left tackle, 6'5", 223. The left guard, Steve Cone, 6'5", 270. The center, Joe Ketterer, 6'2", 238. The right guard, Brandon Cole, 6'5", 275.
Ball's loose in there, Wendell. I don't know who come up with it.
McLean, I think.
Greg Allen on the carry.
Yeah, but McLean came up with it. He went in the middle of that pile and took it away from Greg Allen. Greg Allen, I think, is still on the ground, but when that fumble occurred, it was Milton's ball. McLean went down there and dug it out.
I think he just doesn't want to go to that sidelines.
Was that 22? Who fumbled that ball? That was number 22, Greg Allen, right? No, he's 23.
22 that time, Darius Archie.
Was it?
Archie, number 22.
Well, they're a turnover for the Vikings. That's great. You mean I put the wrong number down?
You might have. Toss sweep for the Vikings there. Number 22, Derjane. Loss of a couple on the play.
But really tough, hard running by Desjardins. You know, the thing about the Vikings, last week, the Vikings were, Roberts was 5 of 12 for 77 yards. So the passing game does show some promise. And it seems to me that they're going to have to win. They're going to have to throw a lot more on first down tonight.
13 seconds left in the first period. The Vikings trying to get one more play in before the quarter. 2nd and 11. Quick give inside that time. Looked like number 42, James Fallon. Pick up maybe a 1 back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll be in the quarter, Wendell. Score 0-0 here at Joe Etheridge Stadium. Cool, breezy evening. Stick around with us. We're going to have some exciting second quarter action here in a moment.
Break through the routine routine of everyday TV and go places you've never been. Watch Showtime's free preview September 18th to the 20th and discover a world of endless possibilities. See Hollywood hits no one else has, like Air Force One, My Best Friend's Wedding, The Game, and Mimic. And don't miss Showtime original pictures like The Inspectors. Break free of everyday TV September 18th to the 20th. It's Showtime and it's free.
Second quarter action here at Joe Etheridge Stadium. Alan Winslet, Wendell Brock, and Bill Knox here in the booth calling the signals. Drew Roberts calling for the Vikings. 3rd and 11. The ball at the 49. Drops the pass. Looks to the far side. He's got a receiver open over there. Number 3 in and out of the hands of Fabian Porter. Incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th and 11 from the 49. And Wendell, excellent play that time by Drew Roberts.
And Drew Roberts is a good scrambler. He's got a good arm. That time, Fabian, you cannot let the ball come in on your pads. Being an old receiver, you're to know that. You got to catch it out in front. But I think he was trying to catch the football, run before he caught the football, and that was the problem.
That's the problem there.
You got to look it in.
Robinson, he'll stand at his own 37-yard line. 2 excellent kicks tonight. Little crosswind blowing towards the booth here. This one a little off the side of his foot. It'll bounce. Looks like about the 24, in and out of bounds here at the 23. Milton Panthers gaining 1 yard on every punt. They'll start this one at the 23.
Well, they needed a punt that would pin them back. But that's your sophomore, you know. 2 good punts, and then you sort of shank one, which isn't bad. It's not this. That wasn't a terrible punt, but
how about a junior?
Is he a junior? I thought he was a sophomore.
No.
I'm sorry.
We graduated him up.
Well, this is his first year he's punted.
And doing an excellent job. 11:44 here. Well, I tell you what, they're playing it dangerous down there in the middle. John Townsend on the tackle that time. Pick up about 4. And here comes a whole nother set of backfield for them. They'll bring in a new quarterback, Keith Cone. Looks like they'll bring in a wide receiver there, number 88, Jared Salter. Bring him to the near side, tight end. 2 tight end set.
Another guy that clubbed up the middle there was number 78, Josh Marler.
2nd and 6. Cone, the keeper, tucks it up inside. Pick up about 3. Going to be short of the first down, about a yard. They'll spot it at the 32. Bring up a 3rd and 2 there for the Panthers.
Looked like Sims and Townsend there, but I mean Josh Varner, the play before that. We want to give everybody's credit. Josh Varner, defensive tackle for the Vikings, did a good job on the play before that. That time you saw the activity of the linebackers, Townsend and Sims.
3rd and short. Up the middle. Looks like it's good for a first down when we'll see the spot down. J.R. Grant on the tackle there for the Vikings.
You know, like I say, the defense now starting to be on the field a lot like they were last week. The offense is 3 and out, the defense. And, you know, I tell you what, if you're continuing to leaned on by these big linemen for Milton, after a while it starts taking its toll unless you can rest.
Cone to call signals. Quick give. The keeper in the backfield, still on his feet, up near the first down. Let's see where they give him forward progress. Fabian Porter on the tackle. Excellent play that time by the junior quarterback. 5'11", 165 pounds. Of course, like you said, Wendell, he's running behind some guys 270, 275, 280, and 300 on the line for the Milton.
I didn't finish their offensive line, but at tight end, Tyrone Satterfield, 6'3", 300 pounds. And that gives a new meaning to the offensive term, heavy. Heavy right.
Cabanis to call signals. A little mix-up in the background. Still has the ball. Turn it up inside. Pick up a 1. John Townsend on the tackle. Let me ask you this question. Is Milton up there in Nebraska somewhere? I mean, is it just south of there?
That's between here and Laurel Hill, isn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe these boys are from Nebraska somewhere because they sure look like some corn-fed, some Big boys.
Big fellers. Big fellers.
Look like that Nebraska offensive
But,
line.
you can be big in high school. The key in high school is whether or not you can move your feet.
Cone, the keeper. Boy, he's dodging in and out of a bloody red up there. He'll pick up the first down. He'll bring it to the 41. Fabian Porter on the tackle. I tell you what, he was dodging it. John Townsend.
Well, the Vikings are taking away the pitch right now. They're doing a good job of stuffing the first man, the dive man. But the quarterback right now, the assignment for the quarterback, the defensive end of the Vikings, are not getting the job done. They're going to have to get the job done tonight on Keith Cone, or it's going to be a long night for the defense.
Well, this is Cabanas, the senior quarterback, another quarterback in the game. Fumble.
Pick it up.
Somebody's looking like they're trying to get it. Let's see who's got it.
You mean they allowed him to get back on? I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either. It looked like they were headed that way.
Well, we got the
Darius
first one.
Archie there on the fumble for the
Is that his second one?
Panthers.
He may never play again tonight.
I bet that ball's a little slick out there. You know, it rained a little bit here earlier today, and I bet that field's still a little damp. You know, I was noticing, too, that field is in excellent shape. Little spot down here near the 30. Looked like a little pitching mound, but other than that, excellent job there by the grounds crew here at Joe.
They will throw the ball, and they will run this play.
Cone with a little counter trap inside, this time to Jared Andrews. It'll get back up near the 42, the original line of scrimmage. Tackle on the play that time by Joe Donatelli.
And James Fallon, who is in there. James Fallon, a few of the guys are going to be going a little both ways tonight. James Fallon played defense last week. You got to put before they moved him to fullback for tonight's game and get a little bit of oomph into that offense.
We'll oomph you. 3rd and 11, 7:56 left here in the second period. No score here at Joe Etheridge Stadium. Nice shot of the cheerleaders there. Those cheerleaders
You know what?
seem to get younger
You've
and
never
younger
said
every
a bad shot. That's always a nice shot.
That is a nice shot, and we prefer it.
Is that a bad shot there?
That's an excellent shot.
Okay.
That's
Just
the
checking.
excellent wide angle shot. Of course, you know, we've got the excellent switcher down there in the booth, Rick McNulty. They've tried to get him on ESPN, NFL, you know, all those things. And he, you know, we bid him out, and he just stays right here at Emerald Coast Cable Television. Something about the perks and 401k. It's pretty complicated.
Well, they wanted him to be able to spell ESPN, but he couldn't do it, so he couldn't go up there. Just kidding, Rick.
3rd and long, the ball at the 42. Cone, the little jump pass complete to that big tight end, 300 pounds. 3 people jump on him. Looked like Tyrone Satterfield on the catch. Let's see how many Vikings it took to get him. Fabian's one of them. Looked like Eric Smith there.
Now, last week, Eric Smith received an award for special teams. He had 2 of the best hits on kickoffs that I've seen in a long time, and as a result, he's getting some playing time in that linebacker.
Milton dropped the punt here, 4th and 6. The ball sitting on about the 37, trying to pin the Vikings deep. 7:23, good snap on the play. High, a little low kick, bounces at the 15, takes a Milton bounce. Looks like it'll roll dead about the 4-yard line. Porter looked like he wanted to pick that thing up, didn't he?
Well, that's a very curious call by Carl Madison. And when he lines up the punt, it's usually an offensive play, and either a fake or try to draw somebody offside. But that time you saw him playing defensive football, pinning the Vikings back. But, you know, he's well aware of the Vikings' offensive problems, so that he's counting that his defense be able to stop the Vikings inside, and they'll get even better field position on the exchange.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. They'll start deep in their own territory at the 4. Quick give inside. That time looked like to Fallon. A lot of white jerseys. No gain on the play. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Runs it up there behind Jesse Colbert, Bobby Van Dyke. 2nd and 10. The clock continues to run. No score here at Joe Etheridge.
You know, and the thing about being this deep, it cuts what you can do. You don't like to really pitch the football, an option-type football. And you don't like to really throw the ball, because a lot of times, even when you throw the ball, if it's not caught or tipped up, it could be 6. So it really cuts down your offensive choices down here.
Good shot of the offensive line. Toss sweep this time to Porter. Big hit that time. I'll tell you what, he took a shot there by number 41. Whew. Yeah, Adam Lassiter, 224 senior there for the Panthers. Tell you what, I love those close-up shots they get in here. Excellent camera work here by Emerald Coast Cable Television. All brought to you as a courtesy of Emerald Coast.
Cox,
Cable.
a division
A
Cox
division of
Cable.
Cox Cable. There's all you Vikings. Look like there's Voth, Oder, Van Dyke, Colbreth, all the big boys. Timeout on the play here. 5:58 left here in the second period.
Well, this is a big call here. Vikings have got to do two things here. Obviously, they'd like to get a first down, but they also want to hold on the football. But they'd like to get the ball further enough downfield where they won't have to stand in the end zone to kick it, to punt it, excuse me.
There's the time, 5:59, no score, second period, the ball sitting on the 7-yard line, third down, and 7 to go. That's like a little cheat sheet. We like using the cheat sheet.
A what?
Cheat sheet.
Is that how you got through school?
No,
Just kidding.
sir. Hard work and lots of studying. That's what pays off.
I believe you, Alan. I wasn't there to witness it.
Oh, I have the grades to prove it. Of course, I had 2 school teachers for parents. That, you know,
That always helps, doesn't
yeah,
it?
there wasn't no playing going around. There's a shot of the crowd. I'd say we have a half crowd here. Looks like I got a lot more showed up here right at game time. Good support here by the Vikings.
I'd sure like them to learn some playing etiquette. Now, when the defense does a great job, or the offense, or somebody makes a great play, we would like all the Vikings to stand up and give them a hand. The Viking crowd is not as animated as some of the crowds I've seen around here.
Well, we're waiting for something to happen here for some animation. Like, watch this play right here. 3rd and 7. Roberts going to drop the pass. Going quarterback keeper. Got a little break right there. Going to take it to the 15, the 20, 25 on his feet. Spins, turns, still on his feet. Carry that whole defense to the 41. Look at the crowd jump up. Wendell on their feet here at Joe Etheridge Stadium.
Well, they've been waiting for that. We talked about this earlier. A way to get Drew Roberts involved in the offense. And remember when they won their state championship with Marcus Outson a few years ago, 95? That's what got the Vikings out of a lot of trouble, was these quarterback draw with Outson running the football. And that's the sort of thing that Drew Roberts brings to the field tonight. That is a very good run, and it's a good call by Paul.
Hairs on my arm, standing up, chill bumps going down my back. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. The 42, quick give inside. That time looked like the Fallon. Woo, lots of wall of white. Let's see where he'll pick it up to.
Now that was
McKinney, wasn't it?
Tony McKinney, number
McKinney
5.
stuck it in there. I'm sorry.
Now he's a junior. So they're playing a lot of kids. You know, here's another thing about playing Milton. The Vikings did not play a district game until Pensacola High, the 4th game. So they're going to have ample time to find out what combination of kids will best be suited to their offense. And that's what they're doing right now. They have to find the kids that they can plug in their offense and move the football.
These are not kids. These are young men here, Wendell. Dropped the pass. Roberts on the outside. Oh, intercepted. I'll tell you what, that ball hit in and out of the hands of about 3 people. Intended for Cuvion. Intercepted on the play there by number 34. Looked like Darrell Hinton. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Milton Panthers. The ball at the 48.
Well, the ball intended for Cuvion, then he was triple covered. They had a zone coverage 3 deep then. The thing about an offensive end, though, is when you see the ball is going to be interfered with, or it's going to be intercepted, excuse me, you got to become a defensive player. Now, I'm not saying that Mark could have made the tackle or avoided it, but you got to become a defensive back there. And he almost tipped it away.
Cone in the backfield. Darius Archie there in the backfield, and also number 8, Darrell Stover. He'll send him to the far side. Flag on the play.
Going to have a delay.
I believe that could be a delay. Either that or some tom-tom call. I see that, a chief from Wampum, something.
I hope that the Vikings don't get scared to throw the football, though, just because when you throw the football, you're apt to throw an interception occasionally, and you just got to get off the ground, dust yourself off, and do it again. Because we can't allow the defense of the opposing team to put 8 or 9 people in that box and dare us to throw the football. We've got to, if they're going to dare us to throw the football, we've got to do it.
That'll take them back there to midfield almost, the 49. The man in stripe marking it off. A nice shot there, Mr. T.J. Britt. He was helping him mark it off there, too. First and 15. Keith Cone to call signals, drops the pass, quick inside. That time, number 22, Archie, still on his feet, rambles to the 34-yard line. Still in play, up close to the first down, a little short, about a yard. Walker on the tackle along with Eric Smith there for the Vikings.
There's that little quick little counter trap back to the other side. The Vikings, the one thing about defense in Madison, you've got to have discipline on the backside away from the play, because he will run counters back that way, and you've just got to squeeze down and stay home and look for the counter. That time, Troy McLean almost had him at the line of scrimmage, but he was able to escape, get a first down. And I talked to T.J. Britt today about the counter. I have him in my 6th period class, and we talked about that Milton likes to do that, and he said he was ready for it. So the next time they run it back there, he's going to be ready.
He'll be ready.
I think he did a good job of stuffing it, but Troy wasn't quite in position to make the tackle, so consequently, well, it's going to be short, about a yard, well.
An inch.
An inch, maybe.
Stick around. We've got a guest host coming in here mid part of third period. You probably didn't know this. His name's Tommy Crenshaw, used to be a Viking coach. Excellent coach here from Fort Walton Beach. Going to visit with us for a few minutes. I believe the wind's picking up a little, Wendell. The ball sitting on the 34. Yeah, let's reverse him there.
This is a passing down.
Had the down marker on the other side.
This is a pouncing down. As you can see, they spread the Vikings out.
Stuffed inside. Ball's fumbled on the ground. Let's see if the Vikings come over. Yes, sir. The red. Looked like Donatelli there in the middle of it.
The thing I wanted to find out is who made the hit. Was that T.J. Britt? I didn't see who made the hit, Bill. Somebody.
I got 2 spotters up here. Can't get either one of them to check it out.
You know, our kids, our young men need to get up and do their Superman thing like the pros do so I can get their number. But they unpile so quickly, and it's hard to get good help, as you can see.
It's just hard for us. First and 10. I can tell you what the story is. 3:41, no score to Vikings. Taking it over, first and 10. Roberts drops the pass, standing at the 30. Scrambles. Dives to the 41. Pick up a 6. Bring up a 2nd and 4 here as time continues to run.
Again, that's what Drew does well. Drew is 6'1", 190. He's a senior. He sees the field real well. He runs hard and very resilient. I don't think he got hurt all last year. And so he can be your best offensive weapon. Even when he drops back and doesn't find anybody open, you've got to stay with him or he's going to get yardage on you.
Cuvion to the near side. Reed to the far side. They'll send 4 receivers out. Roberts drops the pass. The blitz from the backside. It'll drop him for a sack to the 28. Vikings failed to pick up the blitz.
82.
Yeah, it looked like number 82 from the far side. We don't have a number for him. Oh, we do have a number. We just don't have a name.
Ask them. Who's 82?
I can't hear you on
Is this Mike Life?
I can't hear you on this microphone. Nobody heard you ask that.
We got the Milton coaches next door. I just asked them who they're 82. They looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, everybody in America, well, all 15 people that listen to the show think you're crazy. 15,000, excuse me. 3rd and about 16. What are we going to do here?
Well, we got a hurt player. Looks like number 79 for Fort Walton.
Maybe equipment problem.
Brandon Voth. Nope.
We'll send in Justin Lomans. Tell him to play.
6'3", 320.
Block and keep the man out. Keep the man off the quarterback. that how it works?
That's correct.
McKinney in the backfield. Roberts drops the pass, standing about the 20. Looks like they're setting up the middle screen. Complete. Porter, he's on the corner, but I tell you what, it closed off in a hurry.
Well, that's all right. That's a good play. Number 93 for Milton, Brandon Harper, the linebacker, on the tackle, but that's a good play. I'd like to see the Fort Walton's offense open up a little bit. And even though it wasn't the best setup screen you've ever seen, Fabian made it a good play by turning the ball, getting the shoulders upfield and getting yardage.
4th and 5, the ball at the 41. Robinson standing upon at his own 26. And the referees are thoroughly confused. No, they're not. They said Milton wants a timeout.
I tell you what this does for the Vikings, though, their defense. The defense is sitting over there. They're able to get their breath. They're able to sit down, get some water, relax, and not continuing to get leaned on by that big offensive line of Milton. So it makes your defense a lot better. Even though your offense did not score, they moved the football and kept it a few minutes to give them a break. The Viking offense last week, and we're not criticizing them their effort because we know that their offense had problems last week because they're brand new. But if they could have given their defense a few more breaks, I think the Vikings defense would have held Washington scoreless last week.
The ball at the 44. Robinson standing at the 26. Milton with a couple players deep there. Looks like maybe Greg Allen and Jason Collins. Low punt. Low snap. High punt. Allen will take it. Tackle down on the play. A couple red shirts. See if we can get them. Looks like, 82
Troy
there.
McLean.
Is that McLean? And also Ferreira. Joseph, I hope I get your name right. Ferreira, how about that? Joseph Ferreira.
Once again, Troy McLean there on the special teams, but good kicking game. Part of your good kicking game is covering your punts, and that time the Vikings did real well at coverage.
131, a little outside. Pass on the corner, picks up 4. The ball to the 25, 2nd and 6. Looked like Fabian Porter there on the tackle.
Well, Fabian did a great job. He had a man blocking him, but he was able to escape the block and make the tackle. Good play.
Stops the clock at 124.
I love the comment of the defensive coordinator of Florida State. I'll tell you about it in just a second.
Mickey Andrews.
I know who he is.
Just want to make sure everybody else in America did. Drops the pass, Cone, the little swing pass, complete there, number 11. Got a little corner out here. Spins, turns, brought it down. Looked like Peyton Jones there on the reception. Walker, Porter, McKinney all over there on the tackle. 1:10, clock stops here with a first down. The ball at the 37.
But he was talking about dumb speed and smart speed. And speed is okay if you go where the football is.
Now, they got the wide receiver out there, number 40. John Townsend on the tackle. Now, let me ask you this question. Would number 40, Tyrone Satterfield, 6'3", 300 pounds out there at wide receiver, would that be smart speed or dumb speed?
I don't think it's just no speed, I think.
Speed.
Not dumb speed, but no speed. But we're talking about, I read a good article in Sports Illustrated, too. It talked about all these great times that people have. He says, a lot of coaches say that's a bunch of bunk. The key is whether a person who's on the football field can be around the football at the right time to cover whatever he has to do. You can be as fast as you want, but if you don't take good pursuit angles, play the good defense, or you're worthless. Your speed is worthless if it's not good.
Well, I'd say there's some speed right there on the outside to carry that time. Number 4, Jared Andrews, wrestled. I believe did he get out of bounds? We can't tell. Stop the clock there.
Fabian Porter on the tackle, and once Fabian having a good game tonight. But this defense of the Vikings has been pretty solid all year, and they're playing pretty solid tonight. I mean, this is a pretty high-powered offense, and if they could just get the offense in gear, and I promise I won't say that again, but if the offense gels by tonight and maybe the second half, we'll do it. They make some adjustments. They could win this game. But more importantly, they're getting set for their district play, which is going to be the Pensacola High in, 2 weeks, which is their first district game. And if they get all these things ironed out and decide what they want to do on offense, which tonight there's been a lot of good things. That's opened up the offense a little bit. And so they'll be a good football team. I just love the way the defense has been playing.
Both sides, apparently, because we have no score here at Joe Etheridge Stadium. This may be the quickest ball game we ever played, too. We're moving pretty quick here. 8:15. Be home by 10 o'clock. 2nd and 4.
Right now, the Vikings have got to hold the Milton because 36 seconds.
Dropped the pass, Cone. Boy, I tell you what, going for it, Thaddeus Rose, and man, that could have been trouble. Ball intended that time for number 4, Jared Andrews. Sometimes when you jump out there trying to get that interception and miss, it's 6 points.
And Troy McLean just unloaded on Keith Cone.
You know, it's a lot easier, they say, to teach skills than it is to teach speed.
But what I'm saying is that a lot of times speed is overrated.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, it is. It is overrated. It really is.
I don't believe you can convince.
That was the article, and you go read the article. I thought it was pretty interesting.
All right, I'm listening. Look at that quick pass inside. Oh, in and out of the hands that time. Doggone. Anthony McKinney thought he had it.
And he might have run forever because Anthony's got pretty good speed.
He does.
And had he caught the ball, he would have been close to scoring. The Vikings, both the last 2 plays, have been close to intercepting the football.
Whew. 4th and 5, 28.2 seconds. I believe I'd put some people up there to try to block this thing. What about you, Wendell?
No, I think because he may not punt the ball.
High snap, little short punt. Ball will bounce at the 41. Take a Milton roll, ball dead there at the 31. They just watched it so they didn't have to. Eat up about another 4 seconds. That was actually a pretty good little smart play there.
Well, you know, the Vikings can go in on a positive note. They've done a good job. Milton has turned the ball over twice. The Vikings only once, and that was on a pass play. But the thing about it, they have done some things on offense tonight that they've turned the corner on a little bit, and that will do them well the second half.
We had a little halftime show early, didn't we, here? Are these the dancing? Roberts drops the pass. Quarterback keeper. Looks to the outside, trips up a little bit. Take it to the 36. Looks like Mr. Rankin will be happy. No, they're going to call timeout. Play another play. 5.8 seconds left.
Well, the Vikings needed a lot of plays. They need a lot of playing time to get better. And so even if they don't do much on this, at least they're still learning. And that's what the offense is doing. They're still learning tonight.
Who will be doing the halftime show this evening? Any ideas? I mean, you know, they have a new person every year, so I have no idea who might be doing the halftime performance.
I don't know. It might be DC.
I don't know how they keep getting. They must just keep raising her budget. I tell you that because I know she's high dollar. I don't know how they get her back every year, but she's the greatest there is in the business there at the halftime show, Miss Diane Conroy. And we're lucky enough to have her and pleased and privileged to have her in our booth.
And it's the only other person in this booth that saw Greg Allen Sr. play football. If she were.
How many
I'm
years?
not letting you get away with me being the only one that ever saw him play.
How many years, Miss Conroy, have you been doing this halftime show? Do you want to tell us? 27 years. 27 years. Roberts drops the pass, throws deep across the middle. Oh, in and out of the hands of a couple of Milton people. Intended that time for number 5. Looks like Anthony McKinney. And 1.3 seconds left here.
Well, they say
7 years.
You spread everybody. Can I talk about the offensive?
I'm trying to do the math. 98-27.
Anyway, the Vikings just ran 4 vertical, which is almost like put it down in the sand. Everybody go deep. You know, when you were a kid.
She was 14 years old when she did her first game. 27 and 14.
Yeah, we started together. I was only 15.
11.
So.
41 years old. Young. Diane Conroy's 41 tonight, I think. Maybe her birthday. 3rd and 5. Ow, that hurt. Porter looking for some running room inside. That'll end the half. Don't stick around. I mean, do stick around. We got a great halftime show here with the Viking band coming up and Miss Diane Conroy. 0-0. We're looking for some score here, Joe Etheridge. Stick around. Some exciting halftime action in a moment.
Not everybody's asleep at 4 a.m. So the people of Cox Communications are available 24 hours a day.
I can help you.
Should you need service or repair, it's free. But chances are nothing will go wrong, thanks to Cox Communications' digital fiber optic network. Still, it's nice to know somebody's staying up with you. Cox Communications. Expect the best.
Break through the routine of everyday TV and go places you've never been. Watch Showtime's free preview September 18th to the 20th and discover a world of endless possibilities. See Hollywood hits no one else has, like Air Force One, My Best Friend's Wedding, The Game, and Mimic. And don't miss Showtime original pictures like The Inspectors. Break free of everyday TV September 18th to the 20th. It's Showtime and it's free.
You are watching Cox Communications Channel 6, your local community-minded station.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Diane Conroy in the booth giving you your halftime show. Taking the field now, the Milton High School Band.
Now, living in the state of Florida, you know that this first number is hot. We invite you to sit back and enjoy as we feature trombone soloist Justin Siegel and the MHS band in a Latin jazz arrangement of George Gershwin's Summertime. Drum majors Melody Letty and Brad Dickovic. Is your band ready to perform? And now, we proudly present the 1998-1999 Milton High School Marching Band, the Mighty Black and Gold.
Shouldn't be any trouble hearing the PA announcer on this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Justin Siegel.
Second band we've seen in summer uniforms marching in the heat.
Now, if you haven't heard, Big Man Swain is coming back. Big Man trumpet soloist Ben Weatherby. This next piece combines the exciting music of master composer John Williams and an old favorite made famous by the Benny Goodman Big Band. This is Cantina Band a la Sing, Sing, Sing.
is a small band, but they always put on a good show.
The Milton High School Band is under the leadership of band director Ray Weaver. Percussion instructors are John Whittam and Adam Culp. Color guard instructors are O.J. Jackson and Tabitha Garvin. I'm John Everett, the voice of the Mighty Black and Gold Band, and on behalf
We'll be right back with the Viking halftime in just a moment.
This time, it's not about the belt. It's not about the record book. It's not about the prize. This time, it's personal. Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, Ultimate Revenge. Live on pay-per-view, Friday, September 18th.
The lights will be on when the Florida State Seminoles take to the field for their 1998 home opener. Bobby and the boys live on pay-per-view as they host Duke September 19th at 7 p.m. The Seminoles are ready to repeat last year's 8-0 conference record and make a run at the national title. Don't miss the action as the Seminoles host the Duke Blue Devils September 19th at 7 p.m. live on pay-per-view.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the band enters the field under the direction of drum major Shannon Carnathan. Second time this season we've seen Fort Walton. Pretty much the same show. The band will open with Fanfares and Flourishes by band composer James Kernow. The number features the color guard led by seniors Oniki Gardner and April Whitbeck. Also hear percussion feature by Viking drumline led by senior Jans Veldkamp. Featured twirler is, of course, Amy Senzik. I believe this is her last year. Here comes your drum line. The next section is a standard from the world of jazz. It's entitled St. Louis Blues. Oh, yeah.
St. Louis Blues. The feature twirler, Amy Senzik.
There's Amy. Ooh. And look who just happens to be on the front row with the All-American Dolls. They're dancing a jazzed-up version of the pop rock favorite Moon Dance. The All-American Dolls are led by Beth Chambliss, Leslie Scott, Deborah Vanderveer, and Holly Land. There they go.
Holly Land.
And now tonight's final selection is a tribute to one of the world's greatest singers of popular music. It features a medley of Strangers in the Night and My Way, a tribute to Frank Sinatra. Tonight's trumpet soloist is senior Chris Wildman. Amy's playing with fire now on the 15-yard line. There she is. Ladies and gentlemen, Anna Hepson is the instructor for the All-American Dolls. Christina Johnson is the choreographer for the All-American Dolls. Steve Carter is the arranger and instructor for the Viking Drumline. And Claire Cullen is the choreographer instructor of the Viking Color Guard. Principal is Robert Walton, band director Ernest Hepson, and assistant band director Randy Folsom. I am, of course, of Diane Conroy, and I will see you in 1 week.
And now it is time to identify the winner of tonight's football program.
Oh, Maria, Elmo sure is excited about going for a ride.
Same here.
Elmo wants to sit in the front seat.
Elmo must sit in the back.
In the back?
Kids always sit in the back, Elmo, with safety belts fastened. Look at Gabby.
And little kids sit in special safety seats.
A special seat?
That's right, Elmo. You ready?
Yeah!
Remember, kids sit in the back seat and everyone buckles up.
Second half action here at Joe Etheridge Stadium, and guest host, I guess, in the house. One of the most exciting and one of the best football coaches ever in the history of Fulton Beach High School, Mr. Tommy Crenshaw.
You said that about Phil Brogdon.
I say that about everybody that's standing next to me.
That's what he said.
Coach Crenshaw, tell us a little bit about what you've seen tonight, what you like, what you think we can improve on.
Well, it's the same good quality football that you see in Northwest Florida. It's really something. Of course, it's a defensive struggle, as everybody knows, but there's some good hitting going on out there. I think that I talked to Coach Madison before the ball game, and he said that they have a lot of problems with lack of
those same feelings.
He was depending on his defense to do the job, and they've done it so far. And of course, Fort Walton has answered that call also.
Coach Crenshaw, what is it that Coach Madison will do or could do, or will he do just about anything to win a ball game?
He's been known to do a lot of things, but I tell you, I coached with him for a couple of years in Georgia, and he's probably the hardest working fella I've ever seen. He doesn't know anything but going after that win, and he works extra hard at it. And a lot of people accuse him of a lot of things, but I think it's because he maybe might outwork some of them. But he has been known to pull a few tricks every now and then.
Coach Crenshaw, when you coached the defense here, they were always one of the top in the division, and certainly we went, I think we won the Big Five when you were here, and defense was a big part of it. Defense is always a big part of the game here. Kicking off here, Bobby Robinson, deep. Ball taken in the end zone, a foot in the end zone anyway, by Greg Allen. He's out to the 20 to 25, shows lots of speed, out to about the 37-yard line. Dragged down on the play. It looked down that time. See if we can't get a couple of Viking numbers.
Didn't get a one.
Couldn't get a one. That's right. We got Wendell. He is the Ray Charles of spotters.
I'm not a spotter.
He is the Ray Charles of spotters. Coach, we're going to do a little play-by-play here. We're going to let you do a little color with us and see how we do. How's that sound?
That's fine, Alan.
Now, the one thing I've noticed about Milton tonight, and I bet Carl Madison was doing a little talking about it, seems like the players back there going in a few misdirections.
Well, he runs so many different offensive formations. It's the same plays. He just runs them out of a bunch of different sets.
Troy McLean there on the tackle for the Vikings. Pick up maybe about 3 out to the 40. It'll bring up a 2nd and 7. Coach, where are you at now, and what are you doing lately?
I'm, Alan, I have one more year in the school business. I'm in Leesburg, Georgia, and I'm not coaching this year, and of course taking that time to come down and visit, see some good football down here.
I saw you walk in with the guru of football, Buck Smith.
Yes, sirree. Not anybody like Buck Smith now.
He loves this Viking football. 2nd and 7. Keeper on that play, number 12. Cabanas, the senior quarterback. Now, the Milton Panthers have run 3 different quarterbacks in there tonight. A lot of different looks.
Yeah, Carl's been known to run several quarterbacks. I know when we coached together in Albany, Georgia, he would run one a little while and run another one. And, of course, he's doing a lot of talking to them when they come out.
I think here's another whole set. He'll bring in two backs and a quarterback all together. Looks like coming in Archie. Here is their senior quarterback, Keith Cone. Little jump pass, Cone over the head, intended for number 40, that 300-pound tight end.
300 pounds, man.
Tyrone Satterfield. Coach, have they got some 300-pounders up here in Leesburg?
Well, they have, but they're not that good. Yeah. Seems like they get bigger and bigger every year, Alan. Of course, looking at you, you'd probably be a tackle or, a guard or something now.
I was 190 pounds and the second biggest guy on our team when we played. I think we had one guy went to about 225, and that was the biggest one. 4th in a punting situation, the ball at the 44. A little corner kick that time. It's going to bounce at the 40, at the 34. It's going to roll dead inside the 25. Looks like about the 23 where they'll spot it, Coach. Coach, what's the difference between football in Georgia and football here in Florida?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I coached here for a long time and saw a lot of good Northwest Florida football, but we went to Georgia, and Carl Madison told them, said, well, we're going to show y'all something. But those boys in Georgia, those Pulpwood boys, know how to play, and there's a bunch of them up there that really they do real well, and it's very comparable. It's Alan, you could take them and put them on a field, and you wouldn't even know the difference, but it's real good football.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. Roberts to call signals. Quick inside snap that time. Powerhouse. Good leg drive there by the Vikings. It'll take up maybe about 4. Vikings seems to be a little over-challenged there. I asked Wendell if Milton was actually somewhere in Nebraska, stayed in Nebraska. He said, no, it's a little closer than that.
Talking to Buck Smith, he said that Fort Walton's offensive line is very inexperienced, and he was showing me there's 4 sophomores starting out there.
2nd and 6 this time. 2nd and 4. Counter inside. Porter looking for some running room. Wall of white. Hit hard. Knocked down. If my spotter will give me some numbers, we'll find out who got the tackle. We've retired my buddy Bill over here. Now we get nothing. Dejanay is hurt. Look like Waylon Cotton. Coach, what was your most exciting times that you had here at Fort Walton Beach High School?
Well, Alan, the success was always just, we were always maybe one big play away from going all the way to the state playoffs several times. And, of course, we played with a lot of heart. And that's probably some of the best things that you see about the people that play football here is at Fort Walton and Choctahatchee both is that they have a lot of heart and a lot of enthusiasm in the stands.
Ryan Thompson, the reception on the play up near the 1st down. Good pass in the flats that time. Has coaching changed in the past 20 years?
Not really. I think attitudes have probably changed some, but the players are still the same, and the people still working hard. I know these coaches here, I know a lot of them, and know that they work extra hard, and the youngsters respond in different ways, I believe.
Good kick that time by Robson. Little wobbler taking on the ball 38-yard line, looking for some running room. Allen, but looked like McLean there to pull him down, rip him down. Coach Wendell said that you just can't yell at the kids like they can anymore. I tell you what, I was there, and I believe you guys could have been charged with some harassment, some of the yelling y'all did at me.
Yeah, well, I tell you, used to, there wasn't very many parents there, and so you could get by with a lot more now. The parents come to practice, and you don't get to say too much because they'll tell their son, said, tell them where to go. And
I tell you, we pitched all our money in one year. I remember we came up with about $8.50, and we couldn't get a lawyer to take that deal for that much money. But I believe we had a case a few times, Coach, when you and Coach Brogdon.
Well, like I say, the attitudes have just changed a little bit. That's about the only thing that I can see. I know it's a little bit harder to coach. Of course, the players, I think, are there's more good players now because of the real good coaching in the lower programs. I mean, they do an excellent job. Those guys, all of them, they put in a tremendous amount of time, and I believe that the younger kids are coming along real good. I know up in our area, our school, we haven't lost a game in the 9th grade in several years, and it really makes a difference. And those kids are
toss sweep out of bounds there, Coach. Looks like up around the 1st down.
But these JV and junior high coaches are doing an outstanding job nowadays. They provided some good leadership by the head coaches, but they're working real good. And of course, they get down to that level with those youngsters. They get a little closer to them.
Well, we appreciate you coming up here and visiting with us tonight. I tell you what, some of my fondest memories in life were playing high school football right here at Fort Walton Beach High School. Toss sweep this side. Looks like this time it'll be Andrews. Got a lot of run room here to the 40, the 35. He'll jitterbug inside. Stop down at the 27. I tell you, and I know it's the same today. I look back on it, and it was 20-something years ago, I guess it was, that I played here. And I tell you what, Coach, the fondest memories I have were some of the days spent out there on that field with you. I know you were yelling a lot, but I know you had my best intentions at heart.
I guarantee you.
And I tell you what, from the bottom of my heart, I certainly appreciate all you did for us.
Well, thank you, Alan. Like I said, I always had a little bit more in my heart for these red-headed guys, you know.
Well, God bless you.
Thank you.
Coach Tommy Crenshaw, one of the best defensive coaches ever in the history of the Vikings. Milton this time 1st and 10. Wendell's back here with me. Toss sweep, Allen, lots of speed out there to the 25 to 15. He'll cut it back. He'll go to the 10 to 5. He'll walk it in, Wendell. I tell you what, just what we were looking for was a big play there by the Panthers. They kept poking at them. 7:05, they score.
Well, they changed their entire offensive outlook this time to the toss sweep, but they've been getting a lot of people out in front, and the Vikings have not been taking the correct angle. That time, Troy McLean got caught up inside in the wrong pursuit angle. Troy is quick enough to catch the guy, the Milton running back, but he took the wrong angle, and consequently, he broke containment, and there you have the score.
Excellent running job that time of the Milton Panthers. A 20-yard scoring run. 7:05, the Milton Panthers strike pay dirt. The extra point kick, down, up, and Wendell. It looks wide. No good. Wide right. And I tell you what, the curse of the Florida State Seminoles may be in here again for the Panthers.
Well, the thing about their last offensive series is that they changed up everything. No more options, just simple toss sweep, base blocking, and they got a lot of people out front, and they were able to turn the Viking corner. The Viking corner did not come up and turn the play back inside, and you know as well as I do, if you break containment on the outside and get running downhill, they say, is the term they use, that it can be pretty effective, and they did a real good job now.
Well, the Vikings with a challenge here now, trailing 6-0.
Well, you didn't mention that Tommy also went to Choctaw for a while. Coached over there at Choctaw, so
left that part
he's
out.
been on both sides.
I'm surprised he's still alive because I know he should have had a heart attack.
I used to umpire with Tommy. He used to umpire a lot around here, and so did I.
He could yell louder than any three people I know.
He could yell strike three. Okay.
All right, let's back to the football game here. Bill doesn't open that door, we're going to sweat to death in here. Little short kick there. Taking on the play by Porter to 22. Got a little run room up in the middle, looking for some space. Still on his feet out to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10. And then we need something here, Wendell. 6:58 left here in the third period. Looked like Brandon Harper there on the tackle for the Milton Panthers.
Well, the Viking offense, the very first of the half, was just, you know as well as I do, the momentum builder. 3 and out. The defense get out there, and now you know why Milton runs so many running backs. They had fresh legs. They ran outside the Vikings pretty easily and got for 6.
Vikings sent 2 receivers to the near side. Roberts gives to Porter. Bangs it hard up down in the middle. He'll take it off there to about the 42. Good play that time. 2nd and 4 for the Vikings.
Well, Fabian Porter, of course, runs hard. He plays defense, but DeJarnay is hurt. I saw him there in a sling between halves, and I guess he's gone for the rest of the game. We hope it's not serious. He's got his shoulder taped like little separation there.
Well, we got Bill Knox back in here doing some spotting for us, so we got a better shot at it there, Ray Charles. Roberts to give. Porter dragging a white shirt. Looked like he's dragging number 92 there. Alex Campbell running up in there behind Van Dyke and Culbreth. 3rd, no gain, maybe 1. 3rd and 5, Wendell.
I'll tell you one thing, that Drew Roberts runs an entire game going to the sidelines, getting a play and running back to the middle. And what is this? Is this a water timeout, or does Fort Walton take?
I believe it must be a water
break. Well, that's okay.
So, meanwhile, we'll take a moment to take an exciting sip of the Pepsi Coca-Cola here. Wendell, do we have any sponsors anymore for your shows?
Hadn't had a show in a while.
We need a show.
We need to get it. We need to do the cheerleaders. There's enough of them out there for a whole show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Let me tell you what a little bit about Fort Walton. We have had 2 of the best pep rallies since I've been at Fort Walton Beach the last 2 weeks. I'm serious. The kids are very animated at the pep rally. They're behind this football team. And the only thing we can ask is if the Viking fans will be patient. This is going to be a good football team. They're going to, of course, they have to get past Niceville. They believe that they're capable of beating Niceville. But the most important thing to them is to get beyond the district, which the Vikings can this year.
Reed and Thompson to the near side. Roberts drops the pass at the 35, deep on the outside. Got a receiver caught at the 41, in between 2 defenders. Looked like Ryan Thompson. He went up way up high. The junior wide receiver, 6'1", 155 pounds, right in the middle of Greg Allen. It looked like maybe Jason Collins over there. Good pass, good throw, good reception, good play, and a 1st and 10 for the Vikings.
Well, he's 6'1". Jason Collins is 5'9". He just out-jumped him. But, boy, I love to see that. That just loosens you, gives you so much more, many more options in offense when you're able to do that.
Porter standing at the tailback to give outside. He'll bust it outside, lots of speed. Ducks his head and bangs it up in there. It looks like a fumble, and the Milton players think they have it.
Well, I think the ground caused that one. They're going to give it to Fort Walton, but the ground caused that one. And, you know, Fabian's been playing defense, so, you know, he's not quite. He's got to learn to hold on to the football in traffic. And there he's got something, dirt.
Yeah, you're going both ways. Sure makes it a lot tougher. But he'll pick up 6. 2nd and 4. Boss spotted at the 32.
And perhaps Fort Walton this year has got to find some people to play both ways. And now they love to run a 4 vertical or a quick in on this right here.
Quarterback keeper. He'll duck it inside. He'll scramble close to the 1st down. Let's see if he'll get it. Yeah, I believe he will.
Drew Roberts.
1st and 10 for the Vikings here. 4:35 left in the 3rd period. The Vikings trailing 6-0 here in the 3rd period.
That's such an effective play when you have a senior quarterback as strong as Drew Roberts. Now, Milton, of course, a defensive play, but you still got to make the tackle. And all the good ones make the first guy miss. Dwight Thomas just walked into the... Blew in from he blew in from Washington.
Tell you what, it's a history of old-timers here in the
We just had Tommy Crenshaw and Dwighter just walked in.
1st and 10, Roberts, quick give inside. Well, I tell you what, that inside's got a wall of white and some big beef there in there for the Milton Panthers. Looks like Alex Campbell there. Keith Marshall on the carry. Campbell on the tackle for the Panthers. Sterling Riggs will come in bringing in the signal.
Well, the Viking offensive line, the more they play, they're going to be better, a lot better. They have not played but 3 games together, and they've got to learn to play together, and they're improving, and consequently the offense is moving a lot better.
The give to Porter didn't fool anybody. Pick up maybe 2. Put it down at the 24.
And now that extra point that Milton missed is quite,
well, doesn't mean anything yet.
Of course, Dwight Thomas just walked in the booth, has a national recruiting service now. I guess he's looking at somebody tonight.
We'll see if we can't get some headsets on him here shortly.
Fabian got on the corner, but good pursuit out there by number 33. And that is
4th down.
James Broxson. How many Broxsons live between here and Milton, I wonder?
I don't know. We have a few.
1,000 of them.
2:37 left here in the 3rd period.
And that's why that extra point is so big, because you can catch 2 field goals, of course. Boy, that helps.
That was Allen. He thought somebody moved on the interior. I believe they did too, Whittle. I believe they're going to back it up another 5. Sure enough, big penalty, too, because that wind is not blowing away. It's blowing sort of almost into his face. A crosswind blowing.
A what?
Crosswind.
Now, Alan, look at that flag. Which way is it blowing? It looks like it's blowing toward Dale Champs to me.
Well, it's blowing right here in my face.
Well, that's because we have the door open.
Illegal motion.
You know what? You sure you're still not back in Iowa?
I am still not back in Iowa. Yes, we have no bananas.
Well, Tommy Robinson had this much distance on his field goal, and we're going to see if Bobby Robinson, his brother, can kick the ball this far.
Well, you know, his mother's the one that taught him how to kick.
That's what I understand. Are you sure?
No, but it burns their dad up with phone calls every time I say that. Everybody in town calls his dad. But I wouldn't say that anymore.
Now, I don't understand that. Why did Carl turn that penalty down?
Offsetting penalties. They called it illegal.
Oh, offsetting. Thank you, Bill Knox. You're paying attention. I'm trying to straighten Allen out here.
He's wearing me out. They're going to put it down at the 29, Wendell. We got wind. We don't know where it's coming from, going, or headed.
It's behind him.
All right.
It's behind him.
There's a good snap. Ball down, up. Lots of leg.
It's a little wide.
A little bit to the left. No good. So the Milton Panthers will take over there at the 22-yard line.
But, you know, you look at the offense of the Vikings, and they finally got to move the football, and that's going to help the defense a lot. That's what the Vikings need to do, is move the football to be a good football team this year. Of course, you always need to do that, but it's imperative that the Vikings find the 11 people that can play offense this year because their defense is solid so far.
Wendell, how about some words of wisdom here from some of our...
Well, he said he was coming, and I said I'd talk to him when he came here.
Senior players. We'll give him some time.
So glad to see my buddy Dwight Thomas come in here. There's a pitch out to number 4. And I don't know, is he on the roster? Jared Andrews, number 4 for Milton. Well, Dwight, we're sure glad to see you, and I know that you're here looking at some football players who you're interested in. I mean, you're looking at interested in them all, right?
Well, what we're trying to do is promote every kid to every college and, of course, not charge the kids, you know. But for Milton, Stephen Cohn came to the combine that we ran at pace, is an outstanding offensive lineman prospect. Satterfield, of course, those dimensions for the 2000 list.
He's not an tight end. He's more defensive tackle type.
All the way.
Quarterback keeper Cohn gets to the outside. Tackle made. Looks like Donatelli's there. Also number 44, Eric Smith, who's been playing linebacker the second part. And Dwight, you might want to tell people what a combine is.
No, we test the same thing they do in Indianapolis and the Blesto combines for the college guys going to pros, determine how many million they're going to pay them. We do the same thing for high school. We took it down to high school kids and do that same thing, promote those kids to the colleges.
Well, I tell you what, if I can point somebody out, I want you to watch Troy McLean play tonight for Fort Walton. He's a good one. Cohn is the quarterback. He keeps it to the outside. Eric Smith's there to make the stop. Troy McLean, Dwight, he had 17 unassisted tackles the first game. He had 9 last week. He's the real deal. 6'1", 195 pounds, a senior.
Is he ahead of John Townsend in productivity?
Well, I can't say that over the
No,
air.
I'm talking about just stat-wise.
Yeah, stat-wise so far. And he arrives with a bad attitude. And he's one that a lot of people would be really interested in, but we don't want him to get the big head. But the defense this year for Fort Walton has played real well, and Troy McLean's the reason why. Yeah. There's a sweep to the outside, number 3, Fabian Quarter on the top. The ball carrier was Jared Andrews. Dwight, how long you been here? You didn't come over to my house.
I just left Niceville, watching up there. I was up there at University of Arkansas, and some other guys, they're going to leave at halftime, come down here, so they're going to get a lot of exposure here tonight.
Oh, you were watching Niceville play?
Pine Forest.
Pine Forest. What was the score of that game?
Niceville, as usual.
Niceville and all that speed.
Oh, yeah, those 3 backs are as good as there is.
Roll out by number 5, Keith Cohn. And that ball is complete to number 8, Daniel Stover, and number 4, Thaddeus Rose. I don't know what he was doing, but you never let anybody get behind you. But I don't know, the ball, well-thrown ball.
Win.
Anyway, what we were saying about Dwight, Dwight retired from coaching, was coaching at Leon. He's now living at Washington, D.C. with his wife, Kathy.
Yes.
And all his kids are scattered all over the world, but he's still coaching football or recruiting.
Yes, sir. I love this job.
Gibbons on the outside of number 11, Peyton Jones. And he'll be wrapped up there by number 5, Anthony McKitty.
Had a flag.
And I wonder what that is. That has to be defense.
Face mask.
And we have, how old are you? Greg Allen's son is playing ball out there tonight.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you what, that we had some great battles here, but we beat him every year. And our goal was to hold him under 100, and we did it every year. He never did that to the Choctawhatchee Indians. We were real proud of that. But he was an outstanding back, and that was the guy I wanted to see for them. And the very first play I got here was a kickoff return, and he showed good speed there.
Yeah, the defensive coaches of Fort Walton were very aware of Greg Allen. He's a good athlete also. And
there's some word about him having an injury knee, but he didn't look injured to me.
Well, that's what they said earlier, that he was a little sore. This penalty is going to go against Milton, and it's going to be a big one. Will be 15 yards and a clip, and I didn't see the clip.
No, I thought it was a face mask. That's how much I...
And Dwight, of course, won a state championship at Escambia with Emmett Smith. Or did Emmett Smith win the championship with you?
We haven't figured out. It was a whole lot of fun, though. I can assure you that.
You betcha. I went out there and saw a few of your football games that year that y'all won it. Toss back to number 21, Brandon Schuler. He will get outside before he's wrapped up there by Eric Smith and number 61, Donatelli.
How's Fabian Porter been playing?
Fabian Porter has been outstanding.
Good.
But that's the end of the third quarter, and we'll be right back for the exciting fourth quarter action right after this message.
This time, it's not about the belt. It's not about the record book. It's not about the prize. This time, it's personal. Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, Ultimate Revenge. Live on pay-per-view, Friday, September 18th.
The lights will be on when the Florida State Seminoles take to the field for their 1998 home opener. Bobby and the boys live on pay-per-view as they host Duke September 19th at 7 p.m. The Seminoles are ready to repeat last year's 8-0 conference record and make a run at the national title. Don't miss the action as the Seminoles host the Duke Blue Devils September 19th at 7 p.m. live on pay-per-view.
Out there in coverage, Waylon Cotton was out there defensively for Fort Walton. Dwight, I was just talking to you in our break here. You're retired and doing this recruiting, and you're talking about football all over America. How does it compare with District 1?
See, that's what I can't wait to see. I've taken a tour all the way and visited every school on Highway 70 all the way to the ocean and 80 coming back. And setting up combines around the country, and we're going to get to watch games and see video all over the country, so we can really compare it to Florida football. I can't wait to see that.
All right, it'll be third and about 20. Cone is the quarterback, and there they have the spread. Now, Fort Walton likes to blitz in this situation, and here they come.
They covered it well.
And they covered the middle screen. Townsend was there to break it up. Donatelli, and, of course, pressure being applied by number 24, J.R. Grant. I talked to the defensive coach. They said when they spread it, they're going to send everybody.
Well, they did it, and they were right in his face.
They did just like they scouted it. Fort Walton, Dwight, as you watch them, of course, the key to their season this year, their defense is solid. They tackle well, run to the football. Townsend, this is new kid, junior Mike Sims, 6'1", 220, is now in the middle. Number 30, he's a good-looking kid. He's also in my class, so he'll qualify.
Well, there you go. They're very active.
But when Fort Walton finds their offense, they're going to be tough.
Well, you know they'll find it because they're one of the best coached teams around. You know that.
Punt falls will be blown dead inside the 9-yard line. Daryl Hinton doing the punting for Milton, and Fort Walton will have the football. Once again, you know one of the biggest keys to a football team, you know as well as our head coach, is trying to find the right personnel.
You got it.
And a lot of times, by the time you find it, it's going to be a procedure call against Milton, looks like. And that's what Fort Walton is trying to do right now. They're trying to find who can play offense. They only had 3 returners from offense from last year, and they're trying to find out who can play and who to plug in. And when you do that, you know as well as I do, you can become successful.
You got it. At least the main thing is they've got the trigger man, and you can build around that.
Well, tonight, the big improvement I've seen in the offense is they have gotten Drew Roberts involved in the offense more. Last week, he didn't have much running room. The offense still pretty experienced, but tonight they have opened it up, and Drew Roberts has run the football pretty well.
Excellent.
And Dwight, I think that you're going to be, you also said you're going to be located in Washington, D.C. now?
Yeah, we're going to have a northern base and a southern base because we're going to cover the country and collecting game videos now on all the top players.
Back deep is Fabian Porter. He whistles. The ball will be blown dead inside about, at the 14-yard line. Fabian Porter has done a great job. He's fielded every punt flawlessly so far this year, and that's one thing you want him to do is to catch it.
Well,
I mean, you like for them to run, but you got to have them catch it first.
Exactly. That's what was costing North Florida Christian today. I was watching them play Shanks at 4 o'clock over in Quincy, and their top player dropped the punt, and Shanks took it in. They got all the momentum they needed. That's a very important part of this game.
And the Vikings will set up on their own 14-yard line. Drew Roberts, a quarterback, Keith Marshall at fullback, and Fabian Porter at tailback. And that's usually encroachment when they blow the whistle that quickly. Or is it? I hope not. Dwight, I got to ask you the million-dollar question. You've always liked this area. You ever coming back?
I love this area. You know that. This is where we basically call home. We've spent 17 years here. The direction I want to go is with this recruiting. We've developed the AFCA website for all 860 colleges that are playing football. They can search the database. We run combines from San Diego to Key West, and it's all on the database for them. We want to get it to where kids don't fall through the cracks anymore. They can put in their athletic academic parameters to find their kids.
Well, that's great for those borderline kids that can play somewhere else besides a major college. Give us a Fabian Porter, and he'll be stopped very short. Get about a yard. Looks like the whole middle there. Satterfield, Harper, and Phillips on the tackle.
Harper is an excellent player. He's a real prospect.
Well, how do you feel? And Jeremy Harper, the 6'2", 235-pound defensive end for Milton. No gain, 2nd and 15. Boy, you're so limited down here in your own end.
Oh.
You know, it's just
unless you're Bobby Bowden.
And well, unless you have a senior ball club too.
Yeah, you got that too.
If you got an experienced offense, it's not so bad, but inexperience here.
It just pads your yardage.
2nd and 14. And you know what? You might as well run. That's what can happen.
That's it.
The ball tipped. Greg Allen runs it in for the score. And just like that, Milton has 12. And that, you know, they talk about down here throwing becomes so much more dangerous because you can score. If they intercept it in midfield, you can really pull the guy down frequently. But you know what? I was saying this earlier, Dwight. When you're looking for an offense, you haven't played a district game. Fort Walton does not play a district game for 4 games.
Oh, perfect.
And so, you know, you got to do things like this, or you're just, if you're afraid to throw the football.
It helps you statistic-wise, stat-wise, also them scouting you wise. You got to loosen them up.
That's correct.
And you got to be, and I guarantee you that the coaching staff had some key or tendency or something, or somebody to read or somebody they were going to pick on down there. I know they know what they're doing.
Well, they're good at, they just got a good experience. Dwight, we talked earlier about Emmett Smith, of course, and we all know what a great player he is. But you name some of the other players that you coached when you were at Escambia?
Reggie Johnson is still in the pros, the tight end that blocked for him. Pat Moore played in the World League. He never made it to the NFL, but he's now the strength coach at the University of Illinois. All the guys are doing great. Mark White, our lineman, is now coach at Buchholz. It's just so much fun when you see kids that you coach and they're in the profession you're in. Ed Pilcher, not at Escambia, but Ed Pilcher is another guy that I coach, is the head coach at Thomasville Central. He's won 4 state championships up there. It's just a thrill, you know, to see that you have an impact on some of the kids' lives, and they're more successful than you are.
Sure makes you feel old, though.
OLD.
Yeah, you betcha. Well, Milton will go for 2. Cone is at the quarterback, and he has them spread out. The Vikings will send everybody.
And they did it again.
And they say, well, if you're going to do that, we're going to send everybody. If you complete it, you're going to beat us.
Once again, that's that coaching.
Looks like Troy McLean was in there that forced that pass. And I know that you love to coach, so I bet you missed that interaction with the players also.
Well, you know, I was a player coach. I love that, and I love my segment when I was an assistant, and I love the whole team when I was a head coach. But I just met all of my goals as a coach, and I love the recruiting process. It helped me to get off the farm. I didn't want to farm, and the recruiting process can help all these kids go to and do the things they want to do. It doesn't matter where you get a degree, it's what you do with it, and that's what we're trying to help kids do.
And we're talking to the former mayor of Wicksburg, Alabama here.
They even have one. Matter of fact, he's playing at Arkansas, and as I say, there are recruiters somewhere in the stands right now.
There's Big Red there. Some people said he was missing, but there he is.
And the Viking, he's here. What was so much fun is I walked up upstairs, and there is Tommy Crenshaw and the Buck himself. I got to see some very influential people around.
Well,
here.
some of us just like to stay home, you know.
Yes, sir. And some of us want to leave like I wanted to leave Wicksburg. I didn't want to farm. I wanted to play ball.
Well, I wanted to leave the farm, too, but I went to Miami when I left the farm. I came back after I graduated, but and worked watermelons and tobacco and peanuts, so I know what that farming's like.
Been there, done that.
Back D for Fort Walton is Porter and Thaddeus Rose. The ball will come to Porter. Boy, he's had a lot of carries tonight.
Get up in there. Here we go. Here we go.
He gets outside. Real good running up there.
That's what you got to
Fabian.
have. That's what you got to have.
Good return. You got to get back in the ball game.
That's right.
Tackle made by number 21 for Milton. That'll be Brandon Schuler. Well, Dwight, it's been nice talking. I hope you'll come by the house.
Oh, yeah.
And see me before you leave.
Oh, I'm going to be here all weekend. Thank you all very much for letting me talk with y'all. Thank you. Have a good day, man.
2 legends of football here tonight. I'll tell you what, that's great. I was talking about me and him.
You were talking about me and who?
I was talking about me and him. I'll tell you what, there's a guy playing with a lot of heart. He's tired. You know, he's wore out, but he's still banging it hard.
Fabian Porter.
Fabian Porter going both ways. Tough on you. That man knows a lot about football, doesn't he, Wendell?
Well, he's excited about what he does. And what he does really is he really helps out kids that are borderline players. Get them a junior college, Division 2A and all that. And that's a big service because sending kids to college with an athletics college at any level is a real good thing for mamas and daddies.
Whistle on the play, 2nd and 5. 9:52 left here in the 4th period. The Vikings trail 12-0 to the Milton Panthers. And we need some offense here and some points if we're going to stay in this game.
Well, the offense has done a good job tonight, even though they haven't put any points on the board. As I was saying earlier, the thing that we want to do at the Vikings is get our offense in gear by district time. That doesn't say that you're giving up or anything like that, but it's going to take a little bit longer to get the offense in gear than the defense. There's more experience on defense, and the Vikings have made tremendous progress, I think, with their offense tonight. They've opened it up a lot, and so consequently, I think that they're going to be where they ought to be by Pensacola High. Of course, they could win this game tonight if they were to stick one in here soon.
2nd and inches here for the Vikings. Roberts to call signals. Quarterback sneak, good for the first down. They'll drive it up in there to about the 48. 1st and 10 Vikings. 9:23 and counting here in the 4th period.
And you talk about finding personnel. You know, Fabian Porter is running hard at tailback. And then your next thing is you find a person that can play in his place on defense so he can play offense, and then you can spot him on defense. But Fabian Porter has showed a natural running back or a good running back is a guy that when he hits the line of scrimmage can make the first guy miss and gets extra yards after the hit, and that's what he's done.
Roberts drops, gives up the middle. Hit hard that time. Keith Marshall Looked like he ran into a wall of white. That number 92, buddy, Alex Campbell, he is a big one.
Well, you know, Keith Marshall is a sophomore. No, he's a junior. But anyway, this is his first year at running back. They tried James Fallon. They found a good combination tonight, Keith Marshall and Fabian Porter. And so that's, you know, that's put a little spark in the offense.
Blackman to bring in the signal. So come to the near side. They'll send, look like Thompson and Reed to the far side. Roberts, the keeper, the late pitch. Good play by Porter. Tucks it up inside. Tell you what, nothing but white jerseys in his way. Good to get back to the 40. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1, a long one, 8:23. The Vikings trail once again 12-0.
And I tell you what I like about that play. They ran into the left. The Vikings, because of the way their offense is designed, have been a little right-handed. But to be able to run that option back to the left side, and of course, you saw what I mean about a running back. Porter got the ball, he was hit, and got yards after he was initially hit. And that's what a good running back does, and the Fort Walton has not had that in the first 2 games. They found it tonight with Fabian.
3rd and a couple yards. Porter, he'll take it to the 40, the 35. He'll miss a step here to the 30. On the race here to the 20, the 10. The 5 not down. They'll blow it dead about the 1 foot line, I bet. And I tell you what, Wendell, that'll go to show you if he wasn't going both ways, man, I believe he'd have been in there. You can see him just losing out of speed a little bit there. Daryl Hinton on the tackle that gained the touchdown saving tackle for the Panthers.
But once again, he was hit at the line of scrimmage, and he ran through the initial tackle and got down to the 1 yard line.
Whew, a poor spot on that deal.
Boy, that was a terrible spot.
I'm telling you, man, we need to replay on that. They bring it all the way out to the 2 yard line. And I guess the referee, he was right there on the line with it, so he probably sees it better than we do. 7:31, the Vikings knocking on the door here. The give, Marshall, he's got a lot of leg drive. He'll pick up 1. But we need 2.
And I see Waylon Cotton getting up slowly, and I hope it's just a cramp.
Look like Jeremy Harper there on the tackle.
Don't like him holding that knee like that. Waylon Cotton is the one that's on in the end zone, but hopefully it's nothing serious, just a small sprain perhaps, or maybe nothing. Hopefully it's a cramp. And you see Fabian Porter squatted down there, he's taking his break. You know, it's like you're not a man if you don't get a knee, but I think I'd get a knee right now.
Ooh, me too. I'd sit down. I used to lay down.
They let you lay down?
Every chance I had.
Well, that's on the sideline, so.
Oh, no, I used to fake an injury. I mean, it took some talent, some acting talent sometimes, you know. My teammates used to pay me $1. I used to collect money from them. You get like a quarter piece, something like that. They'd make $1.50 a game. Faking 1 or 2 injuries. It's pretty good. It's a money-making project.
Well, he's running off on his, with just a slight limp, so maybe it's just got a little ding here.
They'll say he smelled smoke in the booth, thought somebody's pants might be on fire. Here we go. 2nd and goal for the Vikings. On the 1, Porter tried to sneak, turn, twist, and I tell you what, Roberts thought he was in, but the guys in the stripes say he's short.
Just a little short, and what I do right now, I'd wedge it, quarterback sneak. And once again, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but there you saw Fabian Porter head down, shoulder square, getting that extra yard, and that's what the Vikings have not had the first couple of games.
You want to make sure you don't jump here either. You know, you're really anxious to try and get that thing in.
Just get shoe to shoe.
Gotta be real disciplined. Quarterback sneaks, spins, turns. He's in, Wendell. Oh, come on, give it to him.
He's got to be in.
He was laying over it.
Of course, you know, you want to keep your shoulder square, but
yeah, he turned. His back was laying over.
He had to be in. I don't know why we're not getting a mark there.
Touchdown.
Yes.
Touchdown, Vikings. There we go. 6:01 left here in the 4th period. The Vikings smelling the end zone.
Well, just like that, that's the first sustained drive they've had since the Baker game, which doesn't count in the standings. But and there's the Viking crowd. Now look, the Viking crowd is actually up and really animated, and that's so good. That looks good.
Chill bumps once again, Wendell. Look at that chill bumps. Hair standing up on my arm, and I tell you what, the smell of pigskin and victory in the air.
Well, there's one thing I know about Fort Walton, this coaching staff. They're all veterans. They've been together a long time, and they're too good of coaches to not find a solution to the Viking football team this year. And I think that drive there showed that the Fort Walton has found the right combination. And like I say, there's still district games to occur. And you just got to be proud of the way they played. Culbreth, Koski, Van Dyke, Oder, and Voth. The offensive line playing a little better. And, of course, the running of Fabian Porter.
Robinson tees it up. Good coverage, very important right here. Greg Allen standing on about the 6-yard line.
And you want to kick this in the end zone. No, don't miss it.
It's high, it's deep, it's long, and it's deep in the end zone. Deep in the end zone. And a touchback. 6:01 here, Wendell. Lots of football to play.
And now the Fort Walton Beach Viking defense will have to come to the front here for us to win this football game. And what we need right now, a turnover. Since Mo has slipped over on our side.
Mo. Do we know Mo?
Well, Mo is on this side of the field right now.
Hit Mo. He's a helpful fella. We like him. 1st and 10 here for the Panthers. 6:01, 12-7. Another game here, Wendell. Cone, the toss sweep out there, and the red shirts swarming. Led by John Townsend. Looked like Jared Andrews there, number 4 on the carry. Might get him back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know.
Well, you know, John Townsend is so good at running people down. That time, he left his outside shoulder free, was able to fight off the block, and then run the sweep down himself into the short side there, and a good play by John.
Timeout here, water break. They have a water break every quarter? I believe they do.
Early in the year, mandated. Well, I tell you, I can't think of a more positive person than Dwight Thomas. You know,
I like it.
He's so positive, real good with kids.
Well, it's good that we have another legend up in here in this booth other than me. I mean, it's hard to carry the weight of that all the time. You know, me and Mr. Bill.
Would love to win a football game in the last second.
Tell you what, if it wasn't for Bill Knox, we'd never get a number right up here. 2nd and 10 here, ball at the 20. Toss sweep, this time goes out there on the corner. Number 22, Darius Archie. Tackled on the play there, looked like Walker.
Javarius Walker. Boy, he got a real good spot, too. I thought he was a yard short of where the referee marked that.
Looks like it's going to be an inch short.
It looks like about is that an inch or a foot?
That's an inch.
Well, you give it an inch and they'll take a foot, you know. And next week, we got Chalk the Hatchet.
Eric Cabanas comes into the game here, calling the signals. Boy, they got more running backs than they know what to do with. I bet they give that ball to William Jackson right there. No, a little mix-up. Still gives him the first down.
Boy, and they almost had him at the back of the line of scrimmage. It was a blown play, but Keith Cone, the junior quarterback.
No, it's Cabanas.
Cabanas, excuse me. Is he a senior?
He is a senior.
Well, he made a senior decision and got the first down.
Yeah, decision to run for your life. There's the Viking fans on their feet here. Lots of school spirit. There's that pep rally you were telling me. And look at that, those stands are full. We love to see that.
And like I said, I hope they don't get discouraged because the Vikings are playing real well, and they're going to win a lot of football games this year.
4:44, the clock continues to run. 1st and 10 for the Panthers at the 32. Little mix-up, quarterback keeper. Turns it up inside, though. Good for a gain. Little misdirection to the 37. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3. Looks like Eric Smith and Thaddeus Rose on the tackle for the Vikings.
Well, that's too much on first down. You got to back them up. The Vikings need a loss on an offensive play here in order to get the ball back. And If not, they're going to run out of time here, because in football, they keep a clock.
They sure do, and it's running fast. 4:05, it continues to run. 2nd and 5 here for the Panthers to give. Greg Allen, first down. Porter's chasing him, got him by the shirt, drags him out of bounds at the 45. Not before he gets another first down here. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, and Wendell, the clock stops at 3:54.
And there we get again, you know, Carl Madison running a lot of running backs in and out, fresh legs, and that offensive line of his starting to wear on the smaller defensive line of Fort Walton. And, of course, Fort Walton with Fabian Porter and Waylon Jennings, that's a singer. Waylon Cotton going both ways, you know, that's it could wear on you in a while.
The junior quarterback, Keith Cone.
Now, this is their heavy offense. They just do nothing but line up and run right at you. Just run right at you. There, off tackle.
Allen, off tackle, bounce outside. He gets to the 35, chased down behind McLean. Look also Eric Smith and Walker out there.
In fact, Troy McLean. I saw 44, but I think it was Troy, wasn't it? Well, you can point.
Lots of speed. Yeah, help us out.
I mean, I can do two things at once, but you said you wanted to do this.
I need him.
You got to buy. Did you buy him a Coke? Maybe that's why he doesn't do it anymore.
That was my problem. Yeah, I bought him one, and you took it.
Well, like I said, the Vikings, they need a defensive stop here. They need a stop for a loss, you know. And Milton's going to line right up, run right at them. They're not going to do anything real fancy. They're going to use all that front line of theirs, 6'5", 275, 6'3", 280, and 6'3", 300. That's a pretty good size for Florida State.
They're going to give it to Jones here on the wide side. No, it's a keeper. Boy, he'll tippy toe up in there. It may be a first down, close or short. Donatelli on the tackle. Thank you, Mr. Knox.
Well, actually, that's a play. It's a little counter by the quarterback, and it's quite a...
Had me fooled. 3rd and 1. 2:49, 2:48. The clock on the favor of the Milton Panthers right now. Well, the quarterback.
They need to throw somebody for a loss here, because they got 2 cracks to make this first down.
The give, that time, number 33, Broxson. Good for another first down. I tell you what, Fabian Porter on the tackle. It's just meat and potatoes right now. They're running up in there 223, 270, 275, and 280.
And once again, you know, the defense out there a lot tonight. They've been leaned on all night by this offense line of Milton and the running backs. Our spot board here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 different players for Milton that's handled the ball tonight, or has run the football.
Been tough on the spotters and on the guys making the calls, too. I know that's Cone in there right now. He'll give there to number 4. Looks like Jared Andrews tripped up on the play. He'll pick up still 6. McLean on the tackle.
Well, he tripped him up, and he stumbled forward for that. Fort Walton will use one of their timeouts here.
Stop the clock at 1:47 in the 4th period. There's a young Viking fan. Give us a smile.
That's one of the Viking coaches, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I don't believe so. There's 2 fans. Now, you know they got good eyesight. They're sitting up on that top row.
You know, you don't like to lose a football game. And last week, the biggest thing, like we said earlier, was the spirit of the Fort Walton Beach football team. I think they came out here just a little down, but played real well. I like the way they kept it together. And, of course, the game's not over. But if they lose tonight, I think they ought to hold their heads high and say, look, we turned the corner tonight in a lot of areas. And I think from now on, you're going to find a much improved football team. And the Vikings are poised to have a great year. And like I said, the first 2 games really is like preseason for them. They're just trying to find out who can play. And I would be, if I was the Viking coaches, I'd be real pleased with what's been done tonight.
2nd and 5, drops the pass. Boy, I thought they had him. They sacked him. Sacked on the play, loss of 3.
Very curious call.
Mike Sims there, looks like on the tackle. Who else was back in that backfield? Townsend.
Very curious play in that they allowed Fort Walton to throw them for a loss. And
Vikings will call another timeout. 1:40 left here in the period. The score 12-7, the Panthers winning. Good shot of the Viking coaches discussing strategy.
Coach Glenn Mayer, the defensive coordinator in the middle there. Coach Steele, Russell Steele, coach of defensive back. Coach Bohannon there, the defensive end.
I was trying to figure out how many years you and I have been doing this together, Mr. Wendell. Is this number 6? We were here when Mr. Werfel was here.
I don't know. It's counting. Who's counting? Werfel, that's 92.
So that would be 6 years. I believe that was my first year here. 6 years. And I think we'd be better at this after all.
Yeah, we'd be better. Well, we're trying to find the right combination also.
That's it. Cone, tall sweep. This time to Andrews, near side, chased. Boy, I tell you what, out of bounds. He had the angle on him, couldn't catch up. John Townsend. Looked like Rose there got him out of bounds.
But he did a good job of keeping his outside arm free. It's just that we said earlier, they just had these running backs that are fresh. And they knocked him out, and they can get the ball back here. They need to stop. If they make this stop, they get the football back and have a chance.
I bet Carl Madison's over there saying, don't run out of bounds.
Well, at the last second, I saw him try not to, but he was blasted out of bounds. But
don't run out of bounds. He needs to be running that ball right up the middle.
Now look at the Viking.
4th and 4.
Look at the Viking fans, and this is good for the Viking fans to stand up and give a cheer.
Milton at the last second will call a timeout there, number 11. Uh-oh, Peyton Jones. What was that, a hurricane, a tornado? Blew every piece of paper we got out of here.
That's all right, I can't read anyway.
Yeah, shut that door just for a second. We can burn up for a few. Good thing we got our buddy here, Mr. Knox, to keep us all straight.
Bill Knox, the assistant girls basketball coach to Coach Craig.
For how long?
Well, they started last year, had a great year. Had a great year. What was your record?
17 years. 17 years he's been coaching girls basketball for me.
You know how old I am? He interned with me when I was at Bruner. Whew. I was going to tell Dwight Thomas that the thing that really makes you old is when you have somebody in class that said, my mama had you, or my daddy had you when he was a kid. And I've had them come in all the time. And I said, don't tell me, please. That was my older brother. Okay, Fort Walton needs a hero right now.
Are you getting any better at that teaching?
They need a hero.
4th and 3. Quick give inside, first down. That time the ball to Broxton. James Broxton, the sophomore running back. First down, and that may have been the bad news Bears.
Well, that's the old. The fat leg is singing right now. 25 seconds
Well, I
to go.
tell you what, I can't say that.
But, you know, great effort by Fort Walton. And like I said, I feel a lot better about this game than I did last week. Last week, even though we should have won the football game, you did not feel real good about it. But tonight, you see the offense improves so much. And that's just I think the coaches can build on that. And they'll take that very positive next week. And they're going to be a good football team when they find their offense. And I think they found it tonight.
The give once again to Broxton.
Somebody's got to try to get the football.
Well, they were trying to pull it out. Pick up maybe one or two. They'll drive it up to about the 16. 54 seconds left. Timeout on the play.
Well, you know, they had, you know, when we talk about what have they done well tonight, well, they found fullback Keith Marshall. Drew Roberts ran the ball, made good decisions tonight, and you saw how well he ran the quarterback draw, which that play has to be in the Viking offense because that's going to open up so many other things for the Vikings. Of course, the running of Fabian Porter, that's so important. You've got to have a running back that can get to the line of scrimmage and break tackles and get that extra tough yard you need. And you saw Fabian do that tonight. So they have done a real good job on that. And the offensive line tonight played a lot better than it has.
Of course, the big question, Dejanay hurt here in the second period, I believe, wasn't it?
Well, he's got it taped up. It looks like a lot of shoulder separation. And he's just a sophomore. He's going to come along. But I really like what the Vikings did tonight. And I think that you're going to see a much improved football team next week. They go up to Crestview and play the Crestview Bulldogs next week. That'll be up there.
The quick give inside, touchdown Panthers. That ball, number 22 there, looked like Darius Archie. Big hole, Wendell.
Well, the Viking defense is tired. They've been out there a long time, and they are just, they've played their hearts out. And this touchdown here, and of course, Carl Madison, if he's ahead by 5 touchdowns, will call timeout to score 1 more. So, most people would lay down. Of course, the Vikings lead this series over the years, including a 19-14 victory last year. But this is a good football team from Milton, and the Vikings have played real well against them.
Cabanas on the hold. The kick up and good. So 49 seconds left here in the 4th period. It's the Milton Panthers 19, the Palm Beach Vikings 7. The Vikings, like you say, travel to Crestview High School next week in Crestview, Florida.
And we expect the Viking fans to go up there and dress in their shade of red because, Crestview will be out for their football team. And I'd like to congratulate again, we're to give the Viking fans maybe an award because they were as much animated tonight as I've ever seen them.
A lot of team support, a lot of spirit.
And that's good. That's what the Vikings have needed.
It's amazing that, of course, I'm talking, 20 years ago that, I guess the power strengths were in the big cities, but it's amazing how far that places like Baker, Milton, some of the smaller towns have got where they can compete with the 6A ball clubs.
Well, Baker goes up to Dothan last week and only gets beat 7-0. Played a good football game. Of course, they played us tough in the opening, but Baker's got a good football team, and they don't have depth, but they're well coached. And I don't know of a football team in Oakland County that isn't well coached. The coaching staff do an outstanding job of getting their kids ready.
.49 seconds, little short kick. Fair catch on the call that time by Stanley Blackman.
And we mentioned last week also that Coach Rankin said this is the hardest working bunch of kids he's ever had. And I forgot to ask him if that state championship with Danny Warfel, and that bunch was a hard marker. But he said these guys came in here this summer. They knew what they had to do to get better. And he said he had the best participation in weightlifting and preseason conditioning he's ever had. So we know the kids have good attitudes. And so that you have kids like that, you're going to get better.
Young men.
Young men.
Roberts drops the throw deep across the middle. It's got a receiver out there. Oh, in and out of the hands. The ball intended for Daniel Reed, the senior wide receiver. Incomplete. Bring up a 2nd and 10. 42 seconds left on the clock. The ball at the 24.
And there you see the good arm of Drew Roberts. And, somebody that's scouting for Walton tonight is aware of that. And all they have to do is mention it to a defensive back. Hey, this guy can throw the ball long. That makes them back up just a little bit more. Last week, Fort Walton couldn't stretch the defense. This week, as you see a play like that didn't work, but on the other hand, it's for next week. It'll get people to thinking about it.
Roberts, a lot of protection. Catch that time, number 83, Daniel Reed, the senior receiver. Pick up about 4, bring up a 3rd and 6.
And, you learn something trying to hurry your offense, too. It'd be great if they would, Don Deneen would spike.
27 seconds.
The ball there.
Roberts scrambling.
Well, you can't take a sack.
Trip, sack, 16 seconds. Clock continues to run.
You got to throw that ball out of bounds, Drew, but
penalty on the play. Personal foul against the Panthers.
Well, we're going to get one more play.
Which means we will get one more play. Unless it's an incomplete pass. Then we might get 2 more plays.
And we get continue on that same theme. The only thing the Vikings need to do is just play, and they're going to get better. Of course, we all get better if we play.
I would get worse. I'd play a play. But then I could do my lay down thing and maybe make myself $150.
The Vikings ought to run somebody off the sideline here. We haven't talked about that tonight.
I asked Coach Crenshaw that question. He avoided it. The ball, there we go. Clock will expire.
Good run by Drew. There you saw a hikey and escape.
A rough time tonight. The Vikings go 0-2 starting the 98 season, but some highlights this evening, Wendell.
Well, I've been saying it over and over. The thing that we like, they lost, but the fact is that they found some offense tonight, and that's really good. Their defense played well tonight. They played better against Washington, but of course, Milton's got a better offensive team, and they did a great job of defending these people. So I look forward to the Vikings. I think that they're going to win their district this year, or at least come in second. So I was real pleased with what they did. I just hope that the fans don't lose their confidence in their football team and the coaching staff, you know.
Coach, any final words?
I just agreeing with you. I'm just completely agreeing with y'all. They did a lot of good things there tonight, and I didn't get to see the Washington game. I hope to get to see that film this weekend. But you know, and I know that there's tremendous character and a great coaching staff. They'll come on here. They'll have a tough test against Crestview. I'm sure Larry has them going good up there also.
Well, that's Dwight Thomas, of course. We're so glad you came by and saw us. Former coach of the Choctaw Indian, Scambia, etc. Dwight, thanks for coming by.